Hello again, Libby.
Hello.
I've finished with cereal now.
Good.
Right. Parting of the ways. Lib, tell me about Mickey and Jackie.
It's nice to see them. That's all I was going to say.
It was lovely to see them, wasn't it? It was very, very good.
And that bit with Jackie when they talked about
A dad. I'd forgotten about that.
Do you know, even I had a little
Oh,
tear
man.
in my eye. Even Mommy Collins.
So, RTD set the template in the first season of Who, and maybe he always knew this is how it's going to go. Hi, Dusty. But I'm not entirely sure that's the case. But he set the template here. But it's done in this first season, I think, better than any other time he did it. Now, obviously, we don't know that because the rules of Whoathon, this is the most recent episode Doctor Who we've ever seen. So that's by the by. But let's think about how everything gets woven beautifully together. Because you get the whole long game. That wasn't the greatest episode of the world, but it set the scene for what happens here. We get Dalek, that introduces the concept of Daleks, in case you didn't already know. So you have that there. But alongside that, thematically, what you've done is you've dropped in these aspects, these characters, these moments that come to fruition here, and it all is so cohesive. And then on top of that, you've got Bad Wolf. It was done so brilliantly, and we didn't even see it happening. That's the thing. We didn't even see what was going on in front of our eyes until, and that's the glory of it, because we didn't know how Doctor Who was going to be structured at this point. The concept of stories playing into each other had been done so abysmally badly before. The Trial of a Time Lord, always beloved Colin Baker as though he is a dog's dinner. And the Key to Time was so clearly just a thrown together bit of nonsense that even the glorious Mary Tam couldn't save that. So to have done it here so confidently, so competently, was just absolutely a phenomenal thing. I think the thing about the Parting of the Ways that just most resonates, having just watched it again, is the fact that at the heart of it you've got just such a superb performance from Christopher Eccleston, who is able to still be this weird, war-scarred, petulant doctor, going from his silly sort of sarcastic adolescent waving and gurning to being this broken man and everything in between. And it's just, I honestly had forgotten. I mean, we'll talk about Eccleston because we always do something look at the Doctor. I'd just forgotten how amazing Eccleston is in the role as the Doctor. You've got Captain Jack doing the role that the Brigadier would have done back in the day. And at the time, I don't know if this is still the case, we rapidly came to see Captain Jack as the Brigadier figure in Doctor Who, a very different figure. And that would have been a meeting you'd have paid money to see, wouldn't you? But him going off and playing soldier, but playing the loyal soldier, that really facilitates the sort of battle element of this story, and that ups the ante straight away. You've got loads of Daleks, you need somebody to fight back. The Doctor's busy doing doctory things and doing character things. That's a key part, isn't it? Maybe that wouldn't have been the case so much before, but Jack's able to do that whole thing, and he does it brilliantly. He's absolutely brilliant in this story. I like this iteration of Jack, where he's still fragile. That's not the right word. He's fallible. There we go. I mean, he makes mistakes. That's not what I mean. But later on, with the whole immortality thing, he takes on a resonance that he didn't have at this point. And I like the fact that he's prepared to sacrifice himself for the Doctor. It elevates his character, who was already on the up from The Empty Child, to really high heights, and he puts in an absolutely stellar performance. I genuinely think everybody puts a stellar performance to this. Linda with a Y. Oh, Linda with a Y. That moment, Elizabeth, back me up here. And I remembered it about to happen.
I did as well.
When the Dalek's behind the glass and the light flash, and you know that he's saying exterminate, and then the glass breaks, is one of the finest moments of Doctor Who ever, in my opinion. I can remember that happening the first time, and you just feel it. What an amazing, genuinely heartbreaking moment. What a fantastic character. Whatever that actress has done ever since, I might look her up later. Patterson Joseph, a man who could have been the Doctor, I seem to recall his name being bandied around, I think plays an absolutely fantastic and important role in this story, which is the person who isn't willing to go along, to accept the Doctor, although he doesn't actually meet the Doctor, does he? But my point is, he adds a wrinkle into this story that otherwise wouldn't be there.
I've got a wrinkle.
What have you got a wrinkle of?
The fact that the Doctor wouldn't, when it came down to it, wouldn't press the button.
Now, I know that when we've always talked about stuff from the future, as in Christmas Invasion onwards, I've always made a point of trying to ignore that. But we can't do that anymore, can we? We can't do that anymore. Because we have seen an episode in the future that has a Doctor without a number having to contemplate pushing down a big button. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
No.
Okay. I'm talking about the Day of the Doctor, where the John Hurt Doctor, the War Doctor, is forced, whilst there's an avatar of Rose Tyler sat next to him. Is it the moment it's called? He basically spends the whole point of the story is, do I press the button to kill all the Daleks and kill all the Time Lords as well? It's called the moment, and that is an absolute key part of the Doctor's character, and it's already happened to the Doctor. Now, obviously, Eccleston can't remember that, but the moment of, do I choose to press this button? Can I take a life? The whole Tom Baker Dalek thing, that is played out large here. And that moment in this story, my gosh, the resonance of that where he refuses. What are you, killer or coward? Coward, he says. What? And that is just phenomenal. Even without what will come, what has been, time is complicated, time remind me. That was just an absolutely phenomenal moment of Doctor Who. And then, of course, we get the whole resolution to the Bad Wolf thing. Are you still happy with the resolution to the Bad Wolf thing?
Yeah, I think I'm more happy this time around.
Oh, yeah.
I was trying to think. I want to look at what year it was on originally, because I think I might have been like really stressed or distracted with, I don't know, exams or something.
Right.
Because I remember not totally focusing on that the first time round.
Yeah, I think Billy Piper's
Loved it.
done a fantastic job. And it just...
Such a good actress, I love her.
Brilliant. It just seems right. That moment, it just seems absolutely right. And then, of course, you get the kiss, which you seem to recall at the time caused a stir, but it doesn't cause a stir at all, because it's just what the Doctor would do. It's the right thing to do at that moment.
Did it need to be a kiss?
Did it need to be a
They
kiss?
just like stood very close to each other and the pass between them.
I don't know.
I think they had a nice connection as well, so a kiss seems
They had a beautiful connection, and that is seen
Are they still friends in real life?
most keenly. Well, they were at a convention the other day. I'm not sure. Eccleston's a complicated man. I don't know. The thing I would say is this, though, that regeneration. Now, I'm going to talk about the regeneration itself in a minute. But whether or not they were on the set at the same time, and I can't quite remember the... Do you mind? I can't quite remember the sequence. The sequence of things. But the warmth from Eccleston's Doctor to Rose, they're trying to protect her, to make a joke of it, to give her as much information as she needed without overwhelming her. It's a killer regeneration, and it's a beautiful performance. And then the next thing happens. Anyway, parting of the ways. Oh, we always do this at the end of a season. Let's go through the season. Rose, End of the World, Unquiet Dead, World War III, Aliens in London. What else was there? Father's Day, Long Game, Boomtown, Empty Child, The Doctor Dances. These two. Surely the highest quality Doctor Who season of all time. So far. Rivalled only by Tom's. Well, I don't know. Arcade Space, Genesis of the Daleks, Santaran Experiment. It's unbelievable that they managed this on the first run out. It's just unfathomable. And there's a universe, there's a timeline where Doctor Who came out for one season and never got recommissioned. Can you believe there is a where this didn't hit? Good Lord. Unbelievable. Anyway, there you go. Go and watch it again. It's that good.